Hello and welcome to Just Vintage Crochet, and let's just jump right into a mystery video. If you are new to the channel, we have a bunch of patterns here that range from the 1840s to, I think one of them in here is from the 1980s. We have yet to find it. And each pattern is numbered. I pick a number from the bowl and I work the pattern. These patterns have no context. We have no pictures, no titles, anything that could possibly give away what they are has been covered up. So we are making true mysteries here. We won't know what they are until we're done. I do have the photos. Some of them we can peel back the tape to see what the title is. And I don't have the photos with me though. My son has the photos in his room. He's the one who picks out all these patterns. He cuts them up, he blacks them out, he does all of that. So I have no idea what we're working with here. Let's pick our pattern. Let's get it really mixed up. Number 3 from our 1846 book. Okay. And there she is right there. Okay, we haven't done one from this book in a while. So it's not giving us any material or hook. It's just telling us to make a chain of 12 stitches, but in this era, everything was done in thread. So I'm going to go with this number 10 cotton and a 1.5 millimeter hook, and I chose to go with this. It's called Natural. I think this is Red Heart. I wanted it to have that kind of antique look to it since we are working with such an old pattern. So here we go. We're going to make a chain of 12. Okay, I made my chain of 12. Now, one thing, if you are new to the channel, one thing about these old patterns from the 1840s is they use UK terminology, and they also use terminology that no longer exists. For example, a plain stitch is what we now call a single crochet, but in the UK they call this a double crochet. So this is not a US double, this is a US single crochet, and Old English plain stitch. Okay, let's see if there's any others. So a treble is going to be a US double crochet. In the UK, even still to this day, as it was back then, almost 200 years ago when this pattern came out, a treble stitch is a US double crochet. So there's those stitches there that might confuse you as I'm working. Why is she not making trebles when it says trebles? Because those are actually US double crochets. Okay, so first round, I guess I need to go ahead and join this. Join it like this. So 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, and 1 plain in every stitch. Well, we're already in this stitch, so the next stitch over. 1, 2, oops, 2, 3, next stitch over. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to work this all the way around. I will be right back. All the way around. And another thing about these patterns from this era, they don't tell you how to end around. You're just supposed to know. And half the time I don't. So I just worked my last single crochet. Let's see what it says to do here. Second round, 3 chain. Maybe we work in a continuous round. Let me get a stitch marker. We might be working in a continuous round. Okay, 3 chain. 1, 2, 3. 1 plain. The plain stitch in the middle of the chain of the 3 chain of the last round. Now we do work through the actual stitches with the patterns from this era. So we work into the actual chain, not around it. 1, 2, 3. And there's my middle chain. So you just want to find your middle chain and work your stitch in it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to work this all around, and I really should mark this. Here's my first loop. Yes. Okay, I'll be right back. Worked my way all the way around. Let me get hang on, to use the Post-its just so that we all know where we're at. Okay, third round, 5 chain, 1 plain, the plain stitch in the middle. Okay, so chain 5, 1. Should I finish this off by chaining 3 and going into my first stitch? I'm just going to go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hope that that is correct. So into the third or the second stitch of second chain over, so 1 and 2. And we work 1 plain. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I'm going to continue to work this repeat all the way around, and I will be right back. Okay, all done with that. And the fourth round, same as third. So fourth round, we're going to repeat chain 5, 1 plain, the plain in the middle stitch. So with it being the plain in the middle stitch of the chain 5, you're going to count 2 stitches over and into the third stitch or third chain. 4, 5. And so that's going to be 1, 2, and that's the middle. That should be the middle there, I mean, because, you know, that's the middle of 5. It can only be the middle. There we go. Move this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, I will be right back. Worked all the way around. Now, fifth round, it says 6 chain, 1 plain. So much of the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 chain, 1 plain. So I'm guessing 1 plain in the middle. It's not saying to do that, but I think it's probably going to be a given. So 1, 2, 3, right there. Okay. Looks like we're going to change things up in the next round. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I will be right, pardon me, I will be right back. Okay, so for our 6th round, it just says treble, and that's going to mean that we need to work 1 double crochet into every chain and every single crochet all the way around. So this is where I'm wondering if, I think I need to work 1 more chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and join it here. I am going to start right here. Okay. So 1, 2, slip stitch here where the 5 chains are. Chain 3 for my first double. then into each chain, work 1 double, and into each single crochet. Oh, forgot to yarn over. Okay, I'm going to work this all the way around and I will be right back. Here we go. Okay, got all of my double crochet, or as the old UK term and modern UK term, treble. Got all of them worked around. No specific number of stitches, as I don't think it's going to be the same for everyone. It just is what it is. So here we go. 7th round. We're going to work 2 chains, skip 1, and work 1 double crochet. So we're going to make some open work. So actually, I should start off with a chain 3, then 4 and 5 for my first double crochet plus chain 2. Skip 1, and in the next stitch over, work a double crochet. Chain 2, skip the next stitch, and in the next stitch over, work a double. Now, I don't know if this is going to line up right once we get around to the end, but I'll fudge it if I have to, because they don't put any specific stitch counts or anything like that. You just sort of have to make it work. They really just expect you to know how to make it work out. You just have to know. So we're just going to make it work. So here we go. Chain 2, skip 1, and work 1. Chain 2, skip 1, and work 1. I will be right back. I'm going to work these all around. So I wound up with 1 extra double crochet, which would create a rather large gap. So my solution for this is going to be, I have chain 2, skip 1, and I'm going to work 2 double crochet together. So there is 1, and there is 2. And that is going to be my solution. It might be slightly noticed, but in the long run, it'll be just fine. There we go. Slip stitch into the 3rd chain up. And maybe it is slightly noticeable, but I mean, I think it's okay. I really do. So moving on. Round 8, we're going to work 2 double in 1, miss 3. Now when it says miss 3, that means miss 3, skip 3 chains, or skip 2 chains and a stitch, but it just means to skip 3, because they call a chain a stitch, so it just means to miss 3 stitches. And then work 2 chain. The 2 chain over the 2 in the last row. I'm not quite sure what they mean by that. Okay, so we're going to work 2 treble in 1. So I'm going to slip stitch over into this first chain 1 space, or chain 2 space, sorry, and work a chain 3 for my first double, then into the same chain space. I guess I'm working around them, aren't I? Let me not do that. I'm going to work into that chain. They really didn't work around the chains back then, unless it was explicitly described to do so. Okay, in 1, miss 3, 2 chain. The 2 chain over the 2 in the last row. Okay, so miss 3 is going to mean well, that wouldn't be skipping 3, that would be skipping 1, 2, 3, 4, because if it wants me to work 2 oh, wait a minute. I think they want us to work 2 double crochet into the tops of the double crochet. So right here, then chain 2, skip 3, that's only skipping 2. I'm gonna work into the top of this double. That's only skipping 2 all the way around. Or, I mean, you really have to just work it out. And it would help, I think even back then, it would have helped these crocheters to at least have a picture. I'm going to slip stitch over into 1 chain. When it says two treble in 1, does it mean in 1 stitch, in 1 chain? I don't know. Okay, so I slip stitched over into 1 chain. 1, 2, 3, into the same stitch. Chain 2, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and that puts me into the double crochet. And if I work into it's not going to be even all the way around. Okay, I'm just gonna do what it says. At this point, I'm just gonna follow it verbatim because I don't have an image. And I mean, even if it did have an image, I wouldn't know at this point. But this book genuinely has no illustrations, so you really don't know what they're describing at all. These would have to be articles so common people just know, based probably on the title that we haven't seen yet. Okay, chain 2, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in this chain here, I'm going to work 2. 1, 2, chain 2, skip 3, so that's 1 chain, 1 double, 1 chain, and yeah, it's not going to line up at all anywhere. That's just the way it's going to have to be. Chain 2, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to keep working this all the way around, and we'll see how it winds up in the end. I'll be right back. Realized at some point I only skipped 2, so I went back and fixed it and wound up working into the top of the double crochet. So I did go back and correct that error. Lucky, and it's lining up precisely. So I'm going to chain 2. I only have 3 stitches left, so I'm going to skip all of those and slip stitch into the top of my chain 3. And even though nothing lined up right, it looks okay. I mean, it looks good. Here we go. Okay. The 8th round, 9th round, same as 8th round. So we're just going to repeat this. So I'm going to chain 3 into the same stitch, chain 2, and skip 3. 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th stitch over, work 2 double crochet plus chain 2. Chain 2, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, now into the 4th stitch over, 1, 2, and it looks like it's just going to be working into the 1st double crochet all the way around. That's the way it has lined up. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to work this all the way around, and I'm going to join with the slip stitch into the top of my starting chain 3. So I will be right back. Okay, I think it's looking quite nice. So moving on to the 10th round, and we're going to work 2 double in 1, miss 3, and 3 chain. So the only difference between what we just did and what we're going to do is that we're working 3 chains instead of 2. And the next round is going to be the same. It just says 2 treble though. But we are going to be working 4 chains. This just says 2 treble, and I wonder if they want you to keep doing like this. They just figure, well, we've told you to do it in 1 enough times that you should know we mean in 1. The vagueness, you know, I am just going to continue to assume that they mean in 1. So I'm going to work the 10th round exactly the way we worked the last 2 rounds, except for with 3 chains. And I'm going to work the 11th round except for with 4 chains. So I'm going to do both of those off camera, and I will be right back to work the 12th round, which is the same as the 6th, which I believe is our solid double crochet round. And then we'll be done with this. I quite like it. Okay. I'm going to start off with my chain 3, double crochet into the same stitch, chain 3 this time, and going into the first double crochet, because that's skipping 3. That's just 3 stitches there, so that makes it quite easy. Chain 3 and into the first double crochet. So I'm going to work this round and the next round the same, except for chain 4s in between the groups of 2 double crochet. Then I will be back to work our last 12th round. Okay, here we are. I went ahead and slip stitched, joined, finished up this round. It's turning out quite nice. And of course it says same as 6th. I really believe that this row here is the 6th. Oh, it's up here. Yeah, the double crochet row. Okay, so I'm going to work 1 double crochet into every individual chain and into the top of every double crochet all the way around. I kind of almost wish this ended in like a round of picots or something, just to make it look a little lacier. I don't know. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to work the solid double crochet round. Okay, here it is. Now, let's unmask this thing and see what it is. This is, by the way, going to go into the scrapbook. I kind of want to make another one just so I can add it to my doily curtain. If you haven't watched any of the vlogs on the vlog channel, I had talked about how instead of making a tablecloth, I'm going to go ahead and make a doily curtain that's going to live right above my yarn. Okay, here we go. And trellis pattern. Oh, I believe it is a doily. I mean, no doubt it's a doily, but it's a trellis pattern, and that makes sense. It's sort of climbing out. Very pretty, like a little rosette in the middle. Very, very pretty, very simple. And yeah, it could benefit from being blocked, but I mean, it's pretty well made. Like, does it actually need to be blocked? Maybe not. I don't think so. I'm not gonna worry about it. But it is gonna go into the scrapbook along with the pattern, because so many of you had a brilliant idea to include the patterns. So here's what I'm gonna do, since this pattern is on 2 sides. And as I fill the scrapbook up, I'll show it to you guys. I need to get, before I start putting anything in the scrapbook, I need to get a paint pen, a silver paint pen. I want to get 1 silver and 1 gold. Okay. And there we go. There is the pattern, and I will put the pattern into the book just like this, of course, with the year of the book, what the name of the book is, the year that this pattern was made, and all of that. And there we go. Okay, guys, well, this was a lot of fun. And since I am working on our next actual tutorial, like this was kind of a tutorial, but like purpose tutorial, that one is taking a little while. You know, beautiful things, I mentioned in the actual tutorial, sometimes beautiful things take time. So I think to tie this all over, I'll make another mystery video while I am working on that lengthy tutorial. But it is a beautiful piece. You guys, I think, I hope, I believe you guys are going to love it. I will see you guys in the next mystery. Bye.